Welcome on board. Salwa, Sarah, how are you?
Thank you. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I think it was 2 months ago when we decided to do this.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
2 months.
for some reason, the sun was in Jordan we couldn't wait for a better year.
Yeah.
To expect
Yeah, the heat
sun.
wave was
It was
legit.
massive.
So how was the last month?
So the summer was packed. We were out with friends all the time. We have family coming over, so we're like touring Jordan, taking them around. So many fun.
Do you guys take a break when because of your business? Do you take normal breaks? Like, do you have to take breaks because you have kids? Do you have to take breaks because it's summer? Is it low season, high season for you guys?
Yeah, for me, most of my clients travel over the summer as well, so it's a time for me to rest and relax.
It's the opposite for me. It's my high season.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah, because I'm a makeup artist, and it's the season of weddings, occasions, graduations, and that's my high season. So usually I try to avoid taking vacations in summer, and if I do, it's like only just a few days, maximum 1 week, وخلاص I have to go back to work.
I always try to start by making my guests comfortable, but I'm definitely going to ask you to introduce yourself. So please, I'll start with Sarah.
Sure. Thank you. Actually, thank you for having us.
Marhaba.
Marhaba. So my name is Sarah Saman. I have a background in architecture with 10 years of experience in architecture that transformed eventually into utilizing it in beauty. I'm very passionate about beauty. I'm a makeup artist, and I'm working as a beauty consultant as well. And I'm very passionate about yoga. So I'm a certified yoga instructor. I was teaching yoga classes for the past couple of years, but giving it a little break now. But I'm still I'm a yogi. That's me in a nutshell.
I'm sure you're going to tell us a lot later on.
With a lot more interests and hobbies here and there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Salwa, please.
Again, thank you for having us and taking the time to come to this location.
Amazing location, by the way.
Yalla.
Wallah, it's an amazing location.
My name is Salwa. I'm a yoga teacher. I identify as a yoga teacher. I'm also a fitness trainer. So I've taken on this mission of bettering people's lives since 10 years ago, maybe. So I've been in tech. I worked with a lot of apps and events, but now I'm more on the yoga side, fitness, wellness.
Well, marhaba bikum, in this beautiful moment and in this location. You said something interesting. First, I see you both as entrepreneurs, but you said something very interesting, which is bettering people's life. And how is it that you're using this word, bettering?
Okay, so I used to work in tech, as I said, and it started there. I used to work for Kareem, and our slogan was "Make lives better." Okay, so it was by making lives better with technology, apps, connecting riders to drivers, that sort of thing, And then my CEO was very passionate about finding your passion. So all of his talks were about finding your passion, whether you're doing what you love, whether you're waking up in the morning and saying, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So there was always this constant lookout for my passion. And then I started playing. I've always used to play sports, but I started focusing more on each sport on its own, whether it's fitness training, whether it's yoga, whether it's Pilates. And I love them all alike. So I was like, okay, so what am I passionate about? And then I linked back to that slogan where it says, I'm passionate about making lives better. That's what it is. So whether it's making lives better through technology, making lives better through fitness, through nutrition. So everything I do, everything I want to learn about, all the workshops I attend, events I attend, I make sure that I attend them with the intention to make lives better. That's it.
Sarah, how about you? How did it start?
Long journey, but ever since I can remember, I've always been passionate about beauty, anything related to beauty. And I think doing architecture back then, like when I studied in university, it was part of what I love, because I love beauty in general, and places and aesthetics, exactly. But then doing the job of architecture, I felt that there is more in me. Like not all of my passion to beauty is coming out in doing the designs on things that are not interacting. So I started like practicing what I love on like my friends, myself, and I started to get a lot of compliments. That's how it starts. Start small, right? So I decided, why not? Let me take it into the next step, and make a business out of it. And then like it started to come out more. I saw that I'm doing a lot more. I'm adding value to people's lives in the beauty direction, more in this field, more than I used to in architecture. So that's how I felt that it's there. This is what I want to do more. Yeah,
enriches your soul.
Yeah, it does.
What's interesting is that you started in tech, and then you today you are in fitness and helping a lot of people reinvent. Sarah, you were an architect, and today you are in the beauty. And I'm sure there is a link between architecture. I'm sure you will tell us about it. But at the end of the day, I'm talking about the reinvention word. I went through the reinvention process, and I have my own way. But how it started, it's not how today I'm helping people. So today, how you started it and how you define it today, I'm sure there is a difference. Can you talk about it, Selwa?
Of course, we were saying that the reinvention process is a learning curve by itself. You learn how to, survive with no paycheck at the end of the month. You learn to adapt to whatever paycheck you're getting during the week, So this is by itself is a skill, because we're all, the system tries to take you in this, 9-to-5 desk job that you have to be at, whether you're a doctor, you're an architect, or just a banker, anything. So this is the financial security that we are taught. Okay, so it's not easy to take that financial
stability,
the trampoline, the financial trampoline from underneath you, and just fly solo. But things that I've learned are that you have to have a financial stability, yeah. So maybe it's some savings you put on the side, because you never know what happens. You might be doing something, and we had a gym, we opened up a space, and then Corona hit.
Yeah,
and then
unexpected,
and we're paying rent, and we're thankfully I wasn't paying rent, but because my business model was different with my partner. But at the same time, a lot of gyms went out of business. So because they did not have this financial security that they needed, and no one does have it, and not to cover
especially
you for 2 years,
exactly.
It could cover you for 2-3 months, but we were on and off, gyms on and off. So things like that happen, and you need to have some security that you can go back to. So this is one of the most important things. So whenever anyone asks me, so should I just leave my work and do yoga and make money? No. My answer is no. Get the certification, get the skills,
plan,
make some money, put it on the side, and then do whatever you want. Make sure that you have no loans.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Love
so
the
it's not
advice.
like just, yalla, you know what, I'm going to reinvent myself, chick. No, it doesn't happen like that. You have to go through a process.
Yeah. Sarah.
I have to add to this. Well, for some people, it works that when they cut everything off, they find the motivation to start from zero or below zero and then just succeed. But it doesn't work for everyone. Especially for people like Salwa mentioned, and some people, they want to start doing yoga, for example, or makeup, or whatever they have in mind. They don't know whether, like, if I have passion for yoga now, or I like practicing it, not necessarily I'm gonna love teaching it. Like, I might have the vision of teaching it, but I might not love it when I actually do it. So for me, when I started doing makeup, I was still doing architecture, and I did both for almost 5 years. And then I was sure that, yes, this is what I want.
So you actually chose in the process. You chose the final...
Yeah, exactly. I was sure that this is what I want to do. And I built a good base of clientele. I had everything I need to start my business in pure makeup and rely on it, and get rid of the
unnecessary probably
exactly the financial stability that I had back then.
So is it okay to take time for, like, what do you advise people, like, take time for yourself?
It's different from من كل حدا لحدا بيختلف الوقت. Like, I can grow in 1 year, Salwa can grow in 3 years. Some people might get lucky, or maybe they know how to play it smart. Some people take longer time. Circumstances are different for each person. For example, when I opened my studio, like the month after Corona hit, so I was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? So it took longer for me to actually know where am I in this business, but it might work from day one. So timing is different, but it's okay to take time. And the longer it takes, the more you're learning.
So Sarah says if everyone needs time, okay, and not everyone needs to go through the same process. Salwa.
The time is related to the amount of information or the skills you attain within that time. So if I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take 1 year and, like, I learn everything that I need to learn, like take on 2-3 courses, do maybe 2-3 Udemy courses that I can listen to while I'm on the way, you know, driving. Okay, it's different from someone who will say, I'll take 1 year, and he did not open a book. He did not watch interviews by, like, people who have been through this entrepreneurial path. So time, you need time, of course, but you really need to invest this time in bettering yourself, in gaining knowledge. Okay, and this is one of the paths of yoga, you know,
and both technical
knowledge,
technical and business wise, like,
of course, everything that you need to learn. Like, you can't be what's the difference between a good makeup artist and I don't want to say a bad makeup artist, but an unexperienced makeup artist? It's the experience.
Exactly.
So you tried on your friends, you saw what worked, what did not. You have a lot of skin types that you can work with. You understood your clientele. That's why when you started looking at other faces, you immediately know what's the thing that you need to put. On the other hand, you have someone who has just watched YouTube videos and hasn't practiced on anyone, and then they open a makeup studio and they're selling their service. And I'm not going to continue because the experience is not the same.
Course,
She's going to try on me as a client for the first time, and usually first times don't work.
So in general, I put reinvention in front of growth. So did your reinvention help you in your personal and professional growth? Salwa.
Of course, definitely. It is part of growth. It's part of healing.
Do you see better now?
Of course, 100%. And to make it more, to make it more
clear,
clear exactly. You know, whenever sometimes I don't use LinkedIn, but I still do get invitations to apply for jobs. And I'm like, I have these these headhunters contacting me, you know, come back, and not come back, but like, we have this job offer, take a look. I don't even go there. Yeah. I'm not interested. I will not sit on a desk and type for someone other than myself. I will not write an invoice for someone other than myself.
I second that.
That's it.
Is the gym you talked about earlier that you're creating, is it the ultimate goal, or is it part of a bigger platform that you're creating?
Wow. Love your questions.
Thank you.
It is still a milestone.
Okay.
It is a milestone. I believe you do not stop growing ever.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, even your brain. I was watching this documentary about neuroplasticity and how your brain develops. And it's unfortunate that some people believe that at a certain age they start to lose brain mass or, you know, nerves, regeneration. It does not. It does not. It just requires more time and more effort to create that neuroplasticity in the brain.
So the reinvention, we know it's important for everyone. And I think you guys get a lot of questions in your communities about this question of reinvention. Selwa, when I see your Instagram,
okay,
and when I saw, for example, there is a big difference. You know, everyone has a way to promote themselves and to position themselves. I love how you do it, because you are a community driver. Like, you drive the community.
Yay.
Just look at look at your social media, and you basically promote a concept in marketing we call join in. Like, you always try to have people together. So what is a community for you, and how does a community help into defining the person you are today?
Okay. So community to me is, I don't want to say everything, but it's a major part of my life. Like, I have, on one hand, I have my family and my duties towards my family, my time spent with my kids, my guilt towards not spending enough time with my kids and husband, of course. And on the other hand, we have community, and both me and my husband believe in community, because we have a lot of friends. Even our house is like an open space for people to come and, you know, relax, chill. We have a gym, they can exercise. Whatever it is that they want to do, they can come and join us. Exactly, that's join in.
Yeah.
And this is our friends, our clients, our friend, you know, all of it, it's a big tree. It's a big tree. A client refers another client. A client refers another client. This client becomes a friend, and then this client becomes a friend, and this. So it's all like that, you know. And everyone like asks you for something or helps me with something. It's not only me giving things out, you know. I'm always asking for help, and this is one of the things I learned in trauma therapy, is that like people are willing to help. All you have to do is ask. So in the beginning, it was like, I need this something. So Susan, even my teacher, she's I'm gonna tag her. So she said, "Well, did you ask anyone?" I said, "No." Like, so if you want something, just ask. And this like opened a different, it changed a lot of things for me. So I do not go for my family for the communal effect that I'm looking for. I cannot go to my husband and tell him, "Oh yes, I want this and I want that. I want to do videography and I want to, you know, I want you to shoot me while I'm exercising." No, I have other people to help me with that. My friends in my yoga class, and you know, my students, my teacher, maybe if I'm attending a yoga class. So the communal part helps me a lot at home, because I have enough of people. I have enough of helping people and being dealt with by other people. So when I come home, I do not look for that wow effect, the communal effect that I'm looking for outside of my house. I come in and it helps me like anchor down, relax at the end of the day.
Do they feel that, like your community, do they feel that right now well-being and wellness is important?
Of course.
Because of you, or because of the need of the market?
There are so many types of people, honestly. You have the type of people who are overdoing it at the gym or, attending so many classes and like they're trying to find something, I feel them. And then you have the 2 times a week or 3 times a week and that's it. And then you have the ones that just don't want to do anything. They just want to relax and, work and be with their families. And that's it. So,
you were using the word betterment or bettering or to become better instead of well-being and wellness, because I feel that, well-being and wellness is just part of the journey of becoming better.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people resonate with well-being. They're looking for these terms.
For the terms,
yeah. But some people, like, what their well-being is like staying at home or like out with friends, these clients that, they always have something up, they can't make it to class and you're always going to have all these kinds
It's very inclusive, like well-being is very inclusive. Yeah. Some people prioritize sports, some people prioritize self-care or beauty, others prioritize education, so it's different to
one thing. I know people or some clients, okay, they are willing to go to maybe 12 classes of, LPG or, this body sculpting and, just sit there and be massaged, for an hour or 2.
Why not go twice a week for yoga, for example, or the gym?
Exactly. Whereas you're getting the same effect. You're meeting people at the gym or the space. You're talking to your personal trainer or your yoga teacher or your classmates. Okay, you're enriching your soul. But no, you'd rather go on that bed and just lie down and be massaged for that sculpting effect.
Yeah, but that
I'm not saying that this is better than this, but there is time, but you're willing to put it on that bed. Yeah. Like I wouldn't sleep on that bed.
But this is pure physical. While if you go to the class or to the gym, you're working on different levels. Like you're gonna flourish mentally, physically, spiritually,
community, everything.
So the question for Sarah is like I see you doing a lot of activities. At least Salwa, we see one, but you have a lot of things. You participate in a lot of things, and sometimes we feel like, how do you align all this? Like, how do you find time?
That's why.
Here you go.
I have to admit.
I seriously didn't want to say that, but here you go.
Why? It's nice.
The introduction was...
Enjoy it. Sorry.
Please.
Okay. What was the introduction?
That's Sarah. Okay. Please go ahead.
Yes.
How do you align with
all
the activities you do?
Okay, so this is part of why I'm here today, why I am who I am today, because I'm someone who loves to try new things all the time. And that's how... Anyways, I learned what I love to do. How do I align? Sometimes I get overwhelmed. I have to be honest. I'm not always in control of everything because I want to try everything and I want to invest time and bringing everything out. Yeah. Sometimes I lose control and I overwhelm myself with all the activities that I do, but still I love it. I try to make a schedule to give time to everything. I love to start my day with exercising, whether it's yoga or any type of exercise. I change every now and then, every couple of years. I try to do new things. So I try to start my day with exercising and then work. Although I don't love to call it work because it's meeting with my clients and beautifying them. Art, yeah.
It is work at the end of the day.
Eventually I realized that, it's work, but
it's work.
Yeah, I didn't consider it as work earlier. And then just mingling with friends, social commitments, Amman life, especially in summer, it's full of activities and events. So, yeah.
So one of the activities that both you do is yoga. I myself, I have really hard time with it. And I've done it, of course, but I don't feel, the urge to do it as I do CrossFit, as I do a lot of things. But why yoga? I mean, I see most, like 90% of women, they do yoga. And of course, 10% of men. Why yoga for women? Why is it important? Like, sell me yoga.
يلا بلشي.
I started with yoga. I had a background, like it's a spiritual practice, but when I went in, it was pure physical because I had back pain. So I started with yoga and I was trying different things. Nothing worked out, but yoga was like, I'm not going to say magic because I'm not going to like sell it that much, but it works wonders. And then I started to see the effect on myself. I'm not only benefiting on a physical level, like I'm connecting with myself. I learned how to breathe. I'm more calm with myself and with people. And then it led me into learning more about my body, about philosophy in general, how to deal with people. So it was the gateway. Now for me, it's a very inclusive practice. It's very deep. It varies, like practicing yoga varies from one day to another. Some days I need my more active practice. We call it yang. Some days I feel like it's too much for me. I need to be more calm.
You're like listening to your body.
It's like the yin. Yeah. So your energy is different every day. So yoga can give you what you need depending on what you're going through.
سلوى.
يعني أنا my entrance into yoga يعني I'm sure هلا people watching me, especially my friends who were always convincing me of doing yoga, would be like laughing right now. They were. And I started out as a fitness trainer. I even at school I used to play handball, basketball, volleyball. It was all, you know, following the ball kind of thing, you know. So to me, staying in one place and like just on a mat, it was like out of the question. But as I grew older and with stress, not older, yani, but like started to work, honestly. Starting to work was my, was the, you know, the stress, the coffee drinking, يلا كل ما بدك تعمل meeting, you go out for a cigarette and a smoke and a cup of coffee, and it was the nicotine and the caffeine, it was over until I reached a point where I lost all connection with my electrocharges in the head, you know. I was going to blackouts. I would really have terrible reactions, and a lot of my friends who we've cut ties with before, you know, and I regained these ties, of course. I made peace with everyone, hopefully. But yeah, they would know how my reactions were they were like massive, you know, disturbing, like. So it reached a point where my doctor either put me on a medication for epilepsy that I would have to stop 6 months ahead of doing anything, in terms of getting pregnant or, anything. So it was either this medicine or another doctor who suggested yoga. He was like, why don't you try yoga?
And that's how it started.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm not taking this chronic medication. I'm only 23. I'm going to go for yoga. And I started doing yoga with my friend at her house. But I mean, she traveled and I found Farah. And I started doing yoga with Farah 2 times every day for like 5 days a week. خلاص, it was my go-to. And I would finish work, go there for 2 hours and then leave home or see my friends later. So it became a routine for me, like 10 hours a week. So 10 hours a week.
The reason I'm asking about yoga is I believe it's a good entrance to well-being, like a good introduction.
Yeah.
To really look about your body, but also about your mental. And if you notice, we started about reinvention, and then we spoke about the community, and then about activities. For me, I see you both. Of course, I see you as a lifestyle coaches and consultant, but I also see you, and 100% entrepreneurs. Because at the end of the day, you're building not only an expertise, but you're building a business.
A personal brand.
A personal brand and a business. So do everyone see you as entrepreneurs, or like, how do you see yourself?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone knows the meaning of entrepreneur, or like they know what an entrepreneur is. Maybe they link entrepreneurs to tech stuff.
Exactly.
You know, to tech businesses, to something that will generate a lot of money, a lot of something
that's
that.
Exactly my question.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
something that VCs would be interested in. So, but yeah, entrepreneur in terms of doing something for yourself. Something that you know, just doing something for yourself, as I said earlier,
creating
like
your own
business, your own revenue streams. You control your own finances. I think this is entrepreneurial.
Yeah. Sarah, anything to add?
I didn't think of myself as an entrepreneur until I started to get it from people. I'm like, oh yeah, I am an entrepreneur. Because I didn't see it this way, because just like Salwa said, we don't think of entrepreneurs as,
you know, artists, makeup, you know, fitness.
So we are here in Yenbut in Jordan. How is it like for you if you need to talk about the market of well-being, wellness, betterment, spaces like these where we do podcasts today, you know, and then a store where they sell the best brands in terms of good food, right?
Yeah.
So how do you see the market today in Jordan?
Go ahead.
Well, I see that it's growing, first of all, and we have a huge potential, and people are very minded about it. Very open-minded about it. Especially, for example, in yoga, when I started, I think we started about the same time. There were only a couple of yoga teachers and studios. The options were very limited. Now we have a lot of...
Plenty.
Yeah.
I could say.
And a lot of people are still finding their way in yoga or in well-being in general. We see a lot of them working on their diets, working on their lifestyle, on their well-being inside out. So I think this is a very positive
I think it grew more than what we think. Like in Jordan, it grew in a very fast pace.
It's going
really?
exponentially.
I think it grew very well and very exponentially. I do believe that.
I think Salwa doesn't agree.
No, I do, of course, because as you said, we see it with our clients. Yani, the minute they start exercising, the minute they start seeing results on their body, the minute they start understanding that I need to cut sugar or at least drop it by 50% of what I'm dumping into my body. So I don't want to say that, but Yenbut has a lot of alternatives, you know. A lot of healthier options, especially if you're going on a keto diet or any kind of diet, you know, any kind of diet. They're all the same. They're all good. Okay, as long as you find what is you know, what you want to eat. Like if you don't like fats and proteins, don't go for keto and like overstuff yourself with meat and cheese and that sort of stuff. Do it smartly. I mean, you change your you take on the lifestyle that best suits you and what you eat at home and what you like eventually. I don't want to be eating food that I don't like for the rest of my life.
For sure.
So with that awareness,
no
exactly. So with that awareness, people are going into are exploring other foods and other sources of foods. We started understanding how a white flour affects us rather than organic or local flour that people harvest here, farmers harvest here. So it makes a huge difference, and it makes a huge difference on how they feel before an exercise, how they feel before a workout session, or how they feel after.
So you introduced the betterment word, and then we introduced something very interesting again, which is the understanding of things.
Of course.
Because I think the betterment process is a process to understand better. And I agree with you. My question about Jordan and, of course, Yenbut or the spaces is to ask you a question, very important question. We all, of course, get our knowledge internationally. We, not from America or Japan or whatever, but we do get our expertise from other people and, the most known people. Today, how do you see yourself? Do you have your own models? Did you go through a process of say, well, I learned from the American, but in Jordan we do this, and we need to adapt to a local perspective?
Yes, 100%. And that's something you gain over years of practice, learning. You do not stop learning, never. Not a year passed by that I haven't learned a new course or a new workshop or anything. So it's a process where you learn a lot of things. Do you know this book, like Steal Like an Artist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's about, how you steal like an artist, because an artist can paint a painting that looks like something else. This would be stolen. But if this artist was influenced by a lot of painters and then they bring it into their painting, then he stole like an artist. So he did not steal. Because knowledge transcends. So you're not stealing, but you're transcending something into you and manifesting it into something new that applies to the people of today. So yoga 5,000 years ago does not resonate with yoga today, for example. Yeah. Although you have these yoga gurus that say anything anyone is doing other than the real yoga is not yoga. Yoga is just us now, here, being in this present moment, talking about our emotions, our the journey we've been on. This is yoga. This is unite. We're uniting. Okay, our souls are interacting. So this is yoga.
Sarah?
Well,
about the model?
Yeah, the model.
I actually asked you about who's your idol.
Well, let me answer the model first.
Okay.
It's smart, continuing on what Salwa was saying. It's smart to find or to steal like an artist and build on it and find what suits you best. Because if you follow just a model or a guru or someone or something that doesn't apply on your reality, on your environment, it's gonna ruin you. It's not gonna be of benefit. Even if it worked for someone else, it not necessarily work for me. So finding what works for me from different people and be inspired by the journeys of different people is what
will make it happen.
Sense. Yeah, exactly. And we're actually blessed because a lot of people, especially nowadays, a lot of people are talking about their well-being journey, or they're influencing people in this field. And thanks to social media, we have more access to these people and to their experiences. So I think it's smart to utilize all of this.
Yeah. So, I work and I've been doing this podcast for now 2 months, and I have interviewed amazing people. But of course, the common ground for everyone is that we guys all are entrepreneurs. I see you as entrepreneurs, and I'm an entrepreneur myself, for the past maybe 10 years. So how do you see Salwa? How do you see it?
So I see a lot of people moving towards well-being, whether it's in obtaining a new sport, buying new gadgets. We have this huge store opening up in City Mall as well. They have all kinds of sports, even rafting. I don't know where you're going to raft in Jordan, but probably sometime in the winter. So people are more conscious these days about bettering themselves, whether it's through life coaching, whether it's through yoga, whether it's through LPG, all this beauty stuff. They want to become better. So it's about aligning with what you like and what's the outcome that you want, and enjoying the journey. So if you're not enjoying the journey, I don't think you're going to gain a lot of bettering yourself. Okay, you need to enjoy the journey, the growth. You need to be aware, be mindful. So I think a lot of people are on that track, but there's a lot more awareness that we need to raise. And this adds to your point that now you see a lot of people are yoga teachers.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, this is one of the goals of becoming a yoga teacher. So when you study to become a yoga teacher, your mission is to gain more people. Yes, to spread it and to gain more people to become yoga teacher. Because in yoga, there is no competition. There is no competition.
Sure.
If you are doing yoga and in the back of your head, you have competition shining, you're not a real yoga teacher.
Interesting.
So بالعكس, we want to gain more yoga teachers, incorporate them, take them in, strengthen them with the knowledge they need, create more workshops, create more photo shoots, anything that makes yoga shine even more. Because once they're there, they have more clients and they can invite more people into becoming well.
Exactly. This is the aim is not only for them to be yoga teachers.
Yeah.
It will reflect on their lives, on their surrounding.
Yeah.
Sure.
The journey. I mean, there's no point of you being a yoga teacher if you scream at people in the streets. Like, I know that there is sometimes, there's so much traffic and you just want to scream at the person honking the car, the horn behind you. But this specific moment, you need to control your emotions. You need to really be in the present moment. Do not scream at them, because will you scream at me if I'm standing here next to you?
Yeah.
Why do you think that you can scream at me if you're in a car and I'm in a car? So it's the same thing. It's just the awareness of who you are, of what you're doing. Instead of being in the car really mad at everything, try to get on time, leave a couple of minutes earlier. Just put on a nice podcast or something that will enrich you, rather than just random music on the radio. Listen to something useful, and the journey is going to be very rewarding.
So this is my point, is we need to find in the future our own local model.
Yeah, you're talking about model. Okay, let's say dissect it a little bit, because it's very technical. Yani, a yoga teacher or a fitness trainer starts within a studio, a certain studio. They work with them, they learn from them, they work under a head teacher. I don't want to call it a boss, but the owner of the studio, let's say. Okay, so and then they start having their own style of yoga or style of teaching. Okay, so if they have the potential to open up their own studio, why not? Okay, they can go there, start promoting their kind of yoga, their own kind of fitness. And then later on, when you start building that clientele, you can go into more specific, like a more niche kind of studio that you can take those clients to. But you have a lot of so many types of clients. You have the client that likes to work out on his own in a room. You have the client that wants to work in a small group, 2 to 4 people. And then you have the one that has to be in a session with 27 other people, so they can, mingle. Not be the center of focus for the teacher, where you're engage your core. Lift up. So you have to accommodate to all these kinds of clients. I don't want to say that in the back of your head you should be having, how much money am I making from this model or from this model, or of course you need to make money, you need to sustain yourself, but do not have that as the end goal. Okay, see what model works best for you. See where you are able to give more. See, I cannot do 27 people in one class. I cannot. Even if I wanted to. I did give some classes at big gyms. I cannot, because I really have to see how you're doing it. I cannot. Let's just
you want to be closer to
27 people do whatever they want, and me just watching. Okay, so
you don't want to just cue. You want
exactly. So even if this model makes me more money, it's not me. I do not feel it. I have to be at least with 6 people max, 7 people max. I enjoy myself more. So this is the model that works best for me, but everyone has their own model, of course.
Sarah, do you want to pick on this?
I'm going to talk about my makeup business, for example. I think we're pretty close in the way we're applying things, but for me, I love to work with my hands, closely with my clients.
Sure.
I love to do everything from taking the appointments to until like they leave and following up with them. I love to do everything myself. I feel that this is part of the experience and they love it. Although, as Salwa said, probably I can hire someone who would help me do small things.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the experience will be different for the clients. I always get positive feedback that they love how they get empowered by me, by the feeling that I give them at the end of each session.
The energy you're exchanging with them.
Yeah, exactly. So taking away this by hiring people or delegating might make me more money.
Of course.
I can work more, but the experience is different. I'm happy. For now, I'm happy with where I am, but again, it's betterment. Like the models is not...
It's still ongoing.
Exactly.
Your model is still under definition.
Exactly.
Listen, guys, thank you so much. This was incredible, and I'm sure the whoever is watching is going to find it really cool. Because they are watching, and I'm going to put it, of course, on shorts because it's important, give us the last advice for anyone who wants to reinvent themselves. And I'll start with Salwa.
So my advice is based on what we talked about today. So it's take your time, find your passion, ensure your financial security, and do what you love. And I know it's exact. I'm sure you're gonna hear someone else saying the exact same things, but I'm telling you from a perspective of someone that lives in Jordan, that does not have all the, the potential that people have in Europe or the States, or because we usually hear this from people living abroad or like influencers on social media. But no, I'm telling you, even in Jordan, if you or in the Arab world, honestly, set your mind to something, ensure your financial security, take your time to study and earn the skill set that you need, and do what you love. You can do it.
Sarah.
For some reason, this question made my heart beat faster, probably because I'm connecting to my heart and feeling with a lot of people. I know it's not easy, reinventing yourself. But for the people who don't know what they even want in life, my number one advice would be expose yourself to as many activities as you can. Be in different communities, try new things out. For example, arts, dance, yoga, sports, philosophy, anything that's new to you. Go out of your comfort zone and try new things, because probably you love drawing and you never tried it. If you never did, you'll never know. So, and I'm sure one thing will lead to another. You will not necessarily find out what your new identity would be until you take this path and you decide. First of all, make the decision that you want to break this cycle that you're not happy with, and you want to start new things, and don't force them. Just let things come from your heart, and you will know that this is what you want to do. It's not easy. Take your time, again, like Salwa said, and good things do take time. And again, you're not gonna come to the final result in one day, oh yeah, this is what I want to do and I know my model is this and this. No, you're gonna have to test, you're gonna have to have your ups and downs. You might fail, you'll need to take risks, but at the end of the day, if you have the passion, the motivation, and the motivation will have to come from yourself. Never depend on anyone from your surrounding. You're gonna have to motivate yourself, because you're gonna face some days when you are super low, very down. You're gonna want to just let go of everything and go back to the old system. Yeah. But you need to remind yourself why you want to do this. And eventually we all have a message here on this earth. We want to find this message so that we can act and serve upon it. So I support everyone who wants to reinvent themselves. I think
you know what's
invest
interesting?
in the time and effort and enjoy the journey.
You know what's interesting is that the three of us have been through a process to reinvent. Although I'm sure each one of us have struggled, look at the smiles in our faces. There is no price for this. The reinvention is worth it.
Of course. I mean, the struggles that were put in your way only make you more resilient. That's it. They make you more resilient towards your goal, you know. خلاص, you know that. And by the way, I want to add something. Listen. This is one thing, yani, even more important. Listen to what others have to say about you. Listen to how they see you. Like, the first time I mean, when Farah told me, خلاص هلا now you need to do the teacher training course. I was like, what? No, I'm just here for therapy, you know? And no, she's like, no, you can. And she supported me all the way. I love her so much.
Yeah, same.
So then she gave me my first class, and I still didn't finish, you know, I still didn't do my test. So I was so nervous that I was going to give him this yoga class. I was like, no, خلاص, I'm just doing the certification for me because I want to know more about yoga. لا, she insisted, and I did it. And then people were amazed. They were like, how long have you been teaching? When I started listening to those voices around me of supportive people who enjoyed my class, okay, then I was like, okay.
Sometimes people see in you what you don't see in yourself. Like, it's there.
Exactly.
It's there and it's shining, but you can't see it.
Like, 10 years from 10 years ago, people were convincing me to do yoga.
Wow.
And now you're convincing the world.
Exactly.
Thank you, Salwa. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we're very lucky today to not only to talk about this, but we are in the middle of a booming business. It takes time, as you said.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ktir. And I'm so humbled to be with you guys. Really. And let's...
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Naji. Thank you for being with us. Thank you.